The Wildlands have caused my people suffering for too long.
Zoljara glares in fury at the nearby Wildlands village of Mizara.
It be a long time coming, but now be the time to deal with them.
Zoljara growls through her gritted tusks.
Now it not be as the present dat Malakras's tribe, the Wildlands, fell to the lure of hex magic. But that is their choice and a path they chose long ago. A path away from us. I won't let them live long enough to regret it. What the Wildlands has done to the Witherbark has gone too long without an Amani response. The mist is not in our way. We can use it to our advantage. We will take a life for all the lives they took, and make sure they stay dead. Kulamara has told me that a shadowy mist has fallen over Numazon. She believes the Wildlands are behind it, using their magic to hide the crimes they commit against the Witherbark. She believes they are hiding in the Numazon crypts. The Hashi shrines are near there as well. We must find our way to Numazon and rescue the Witherbark captives. If we find the Hashi shrines along D-Way, so be it. If Halatzi will not stand with us, then maybe D Witherbark will. You are not the first strange thing I've seen today.
Scout Zelkonra shakes her head.
Saw a big shelled creature along the path to Janalore. A Maxi took a bunch of scouts and went after it. They've been gone a while. Think you could check in on them. Who are you? What are you doing here?
A Maxi tenses, but relaxes after a moment.
Shade Basin sent you. Yes, we're fine, but these Tortolans should not be here.
These Witherbark youths are telling us we can't stay here. But I've been talking to one of their elders for months to be sure we'd have permission to set up camp and explore. I even have copies of all the letters. Can you find Elder Renson in Witherbark Village and show him his letter of approval?
Tortolin was serious. He actually came here and showed his face.
Elder Renzen laughs heartily.
He wouldn't stop sending me letters, and I kept ignoring him. Then I finally challenged him to do what he liked instead of waiting for approval. But he said he'd keep waiting instead. How do you say no to that? I sent him his letter of approval. I haven't given one in years. He has my respect. The Seeker is free to do what he wants. But D. Witherbach will keep an eye on the Tortolans, as we do all visitors in our lands.
He confirmed what he'd sent a letter of approval. Good. I am glad that is cleared up. Maybe now we can get a more pleasant introduction to Zulaman.
Wow, your armor is so cool.
Tracy stares, slack-jawed.
Oh, have you seen my friend Steggy? She was here with me, but then there were all these pretty bugs and things and she ran off after them, and I was too slow to follow her.
Tracy pouts.
I am supposed to watch Steggy. I am responsible, and now you are responsible for finding her, okay?
I am practicing my zappy cloud. Mostly it does little droplets. One day I'll have a big old storm to impress everybody and give tribute to my family. I'll train hard.
This Seeker has been asking a lot of questions about D-foods we eat. It sounds like these Tortolans like to eat poisonous foods. D. Witherbark do as well. There are many foods we eat that could kill us if not treated properly. Go collect Zapgut eel stomachs and blister skin kelp. I'd like to test this turtle's tongue.
Maybe after we find all the...
The Witherbark say they have a lot of stories to tell, but I've heard two and both involved a sparring match. Please, can you ask the Witherbark here for stories? My old bones can't take another reenactment. This location is ideal for finding artifacts. Searching through the rubble at the bottom of that lake could reveal many treasures. If you have a moment, you are welcome to take a look around yourself. Bring me anything you find and we'll see if it is valuable. I see! They keep clear records of all these battles, at least. Their storytelling is quite strenuous.
Is back. You really are responsible.
We ingest some poisons to make ourselves resistant to potential threats. Some just taste good or provide a good thrill. Excellent. Now to prepare it. A witherbark troll could survive eating each of these ingredients raw, but they would need aid. Together, the ingredients would be deadly. We're going to cook them into one dish. Don't worry. I'll show you how to take out enough poison so it tastes good and has paralytic effects.
I suppose now we try it, right, hero? Found anything exciting yet? My, what an interesting find. There is a lot to be learned from an old pot. How the ancient Amani might have prepared food, the kinds of food they ate, and what they valued most in a meal. I'll work on analyzing this. You can place those other items to the side. They're far younger than this beauty. This old witherbark pot you found is quite interesting. I've made a series of notes on its construction and use. But now it is time we speak to Elder Renzen. The pot should be returned to him, and he can fill in the gaps in the pot story. Let's speak with him in the village.
Krika says he wanted to wait for you to arrive, before showing me what he has found.
It is D. Hashura, the favored of our wily Loa. Maybe you can help. My father, Oben, is ill and I have been giving him all my attention. When I turned my back an hour ago, my daughter, Kansa, had run off. I searched the village, but I can't go further and leave my father behind. Please, find where she went. She can be on her own, but she is a sensitive girl, and I don't want her going far. That fool boy Haskell wouldn't come down, but he may have seen her leave. Ask him first.
This is the spot where I think and watch. If that is what you came to do, find your own spot.
A broken.
What was she doing out past the log bridge? I told her not to go there. And with my basket and our best tea kettle, oh no, she wouldn't, and alone. She is going to Philo Aller, that girl. She is too old for that. She is almost 13, an adult. Philo is the Loa of childhood and protects children. Parents pray to Philo for healthy children. It is even said if a child dies, Philo waits with the child in dead afterlife until their parents claim them. That is superstition, but that's why she is going. We lost her twin, Janaka. She must think she is with Philo. The way to Philo's shrine is dangerous, and that Loa won't speak to her. Do what you can to bring her home. At least the Villabranche didn't take me, and at least my father came back alive. My little family has had enough tragedy to suffer anymore. Now, where did my little Kanza get to? The direction she was going, and the things she took with her. Only a child can call on Philo, and only in a childlike way. The teapot, the picnic basket, she was going to play with him. I don't know what she'll do now, Dad. She broke the teapot and dropped all the food she had into the basket. Kanza is different. When she was a child, she would not talk, would not smile, would not look anyone in the eye. With the help of my mother, her father, and her twin sister, she began to talk, play, and do the things a child normally do. But my mother died. Her father's job became more demanding, and Janaka, her sister, died of a blood disease. After Janaka's death, she stopped talking again. I've been giving her time, but it has been 3 years.
Kanza will not meet your gaze. She stares intently at her feet and wrings her hands. Kanza narrows her eyes at you as she looks you up and down. She balls her fists and stomps the ground. It is clear that she is not going back with you willingly. You do not want to take the child back by force, but judging by the items arrayed before Philo's shrine, she is preparing some sort of ritual. Perhaps if you help her with the ritual, she may go home on her own. Kanza makes no sound, but briefly meets your gaze. She points off towards the hot spring pools. Maybe she wants you to do something there. Imagination, childlike wonder, those protected by Philo must have both. Beware those would harm children, lest you stoke the ire of Philo and his brethren. Learn of Philo's dark side, and nowhere but death can you hide. Philo is called by many names. First friend, Uncle Philo, the guardian children have no need to worship, no need to call him. All Amani children earn his protection. The youngest child of every village is his speaker. Philo says nothing, but all understand. Other low fear Philo's power. Nothing can kill him, and his rage is insatiable. But he is focused. Placid enough to eat from a child's hand, but ruthless enough to kill the most powerful warrior if it suits him. Philo protects children beyond death. If a child dies before its mother or father, Philo and his attendants gather and wait with the child until their parents come to guide them. To reach Philo, come to him and play. Only a child or the purest of heart hold him in sway. Kanza points excitedly toward the thermal pools, drawing your attention to them. She flaps her arms like wings, then pantomimes watching something fly through the air. She then pretends to catch the imaginary flying thing and squash it between her hands. You notice that stingers are flying around the pools, keeping Kapara from outside the island from accessing them. Maybe Kanza wants you to get rid of them so that more Kapara can relax in the pools? Kanza points at the mushrooms at her feet and picks one by the stem to avoid its thorny cap. Her tiny hands then deftly strip the thorns off the cap. She offers it to you to smell. It has a delicious aroma, something between truffles and garlic. Kanza shifts her slight weight from foot to foot impatiently. Kanza claps and jumps up and down excitedly, but she pulls at your sleeve and makes an arcing motion with her hand, pointing into the far distance. There is something else she wants you to do. Kanza is dancing with excitement. You must almost be ready for the ritual to summon Philo, if that is indeed what she is asking for your help to do. She holds her small hand with one finger up. One last thing to do. She fishes in her tunic for something and presents an object to you. The broken handle of a teapot. Presumably from the one she dropped on the way here. Perhaps she needs a substitute. Kanza points toward the blanket she has spread out for the Kapara. It looks like she wants you to set it down in the center. Judging by the plates and feast she has laid out for the Kapara, you deduce she has constructed a tea party in hopes to entreat Philo. Kanza looks nervous and expectant.
I had to see her, just one more time. I will go home. I don't know what you did or what Deloa did, but I got my Kanza back and more. She is talking again like she used to. More even, she never talked a lot, and I'm going to make her a place where she feels safe to keep talking to me.
The fallen scout's body bears terrible wounds, but still clutches tightly to a report detailing an imminent Vilebranch attack on Atalaman. Zuljara spits on the ground.
Disgusting. They deserve to be brought back and killed 100 times. I hope whatever lower await them in D afterlife swallowed them whole and grinds them with its bat teeth. So that is why the Villabranch wanted D. Witherbark to please the Twilight's blade by giving them more soldiers. Undead soldiers, obedient soldiers, and we have already lost too many. The Villabranch seem to be just as confused by the mist as the Witherbark. Whatever has caused the misty lane with the Villabranch changed nothing. And now we must find the Hashi shrines in the dark.
Zuljara moves her hand in front of her face, testing her range of visibility and frowns.
We must all light the shrines. Try not to get separated. This will try my patience. But I am sure if we use our heads, we will find the path here. Tending Halatsi and Hashi shrines has taught me patience, and forced me to think through my obstacles, instead of cutting my way through them. I wish Zul'Jan were here. He would be proud of me for gaining some brains. Who are these people? Where did they come from? Did they find their way here from Numazon? How? The mist keeps you from knowing if you are coming or going. And where is Halatsi? I need answers. Now.
Halatsi will speak with you now.
Kit of the Amani, pride of their pride. You have pierced the veil and found me.
It was you who created the fog. You were trying to hide the wither bark from the Vile Branch.
Despite Zul'Jin's betrayal, I silently watched over my wither bark.
Halatsi, Zul'Aman is under attack. I have come here on the path of the Hashi. Give me a trial so that I can win your favor.
Trial? There is no trial.
But we need...
You learned to prowl. You used cunning to see what is hidden. You saved my witherbark children. No trial could earn my favor more. What was hidden has been revealed. There are further trials ahead. May you hear your prey before they hear you.
Patience, cleverness. Those who follow Halatsi have both. Halatsi, the silver lynx that stalks the night, waiting hides from all sight. He is called by many names. Long Ear, the silver shadow, the schemer, the night hunter, the witherbark call upon Halatsi to hide them from their prey, to help them outwit their enemies, to protect them in the night, and to increase their grace in dance and in combat. He brings the mist and rain, keeping plants and animals of the forest fit for the hunt. His ears and eyes like the moon pierce the veil, revealing lies, mysteries, motivations, and the unseen. Praise the playful lynx loa of games, of the moon, of shadow, of the forest, and the hunt.
You do not know how long I have waited, little Hashura, for my playmates to prove themselves to me in return. Since Zul'Jin and Malakras crossed me years ago, I returned here and have been watching, waiting, healing, hoping a Hashi would come, and then my playmates were attacked, and my litter, I had given up hope.
Like a kill zone, Halatsi is watching, waiting. He never gave up on D. Witherbark. By helping De Witherbark, we helped ourselves, and passed Halatsi's trial. There is a lesson in that. Now that Halatsi has returned, we should go back and let Vunzera know. I hope this will improve the relationship between our tribes, and maybe he knows where we can find out how to resurrect Janai.